What happens if you get blocked? What are some strategies that folks here use when we get blocked?
Call for help. I might pop into another room. I often have popped into another room and asked Kody if he could come and join me. I've had questions that I needed from product, and a lot of times I can actually speak to somebody, a product person, right away, and get the clarity, and then oh, I'm not blocked after all, and keep it moving. So
Yeah, I think the environment is set up to minimize blocks. Like people are available to answer those questions. And if they aren't available, then mark, in the rare cases, mark it on the discovery tree as blocked and move on to something else. But the goal is to not have them blocked, to make to try to get the user expertise in the mob as much as possible.
And maybe to know who to reach out to, which is why we do like chartering at the beginning, and we know who's in the community and who has what role.
Can you talk a little bit more about the chartering activity?
When I joined the team, I was able to go to the place where y'all had chartered because the team had chartered before I joined. And so I was able to look at the agreements and generally speaking, yep, I can work with this team, which wouldn't surprise me because it was a bunch of fellow ILers. And so, of course, I'm going to be able to work with them. We all are crazy in similar ways.
I think the cool thing about chartering, though, is it really gives an entire level set. So like Jessica talked about community, Brett was talking about working agreements, but you also talk about what is the goal of this project, not just what are our deliverables, but what is the goal of actually the company in providing what we're about to build. Like, why are we doing this in the first place? And I think that's really important because that helps developers, as we're working on the project, make decisions, right? That influences our prioritization. It influences how we talk with the rest of the community and understanding what that goal is. And we're all working towards that same goal. And then we can also outline like all of the tools that we have available for us to use. And those kind of things. So chartering encompasses a lot, and it's really important for the team to kind of get off the ground.
It also includes some risks, looking at risks. So we want to often go after the risky stuff really early. And so we identify what are our biggest risks and make sure we're tracking that. So pretty important.
And I want to throw one comment in about chartering. Like at the turn of the century, I was on a team. We did some chartering. We didn't look at it for 6 months. I went back and I read the charter, and it was like, bam, bam, bam. We did everything we said we were going to do. In fact, at the beginning, we were doing training and delivery. And so we said, look, we're going to do primarily training. We're going to emphasize cross-pollination, but at some point, we know we're going to switch to delivery mode. And we actually put that in the charter. And I'd forgotten it. And we did that exact thing. It was like, oh my God, we did exactly what we said we were going to do. Exactly what Penny said. We level set, and then it was planted in our mind. And as a result, this is 2002. So every 2 weeks, if you were working on the front end, you would work in the middle tier. If you're working in the middle tier, you go to the back end. So new developers from COBOL, they were learning, I hate to admit this, J2EE and Java development, but that's what it was. And we literally had people who had never used a mouse, and we were training them on XP and such. And so but we chartered and we followed the charter. It was really, the chartering is really a profound thing. You don't even know how much it's useful until you've experienced the results of one, I think.